All right, I'm starting up part 2 of the remainder of the 2013 Breakfast Club interview with Kanye West. And I'm gonna finish up giving my thoughts and commentary about things that were discussed and about things Kanye said specifically. And I'm also, if I can, going to relate them to what's going on currently with Kanye West. And that's what I didn't mention in part 1 is I didn't mention the controversial comments he had made about slavery being a choice. I have my own opinion about what I felt like he meant by that, and it's kind of a two-parter. I feel there was a little the comments weren't fully they didn't fully encompass what he really meant to say. Like, I feel like what he wanted to say would have been longer than what he actually said. And I think, just like I'm still working, he's still working, and maybe anxiety, emotions got the best of him at that moment, and that's why things came out the way they did. But he did try to clarify. But anyways, I'm not going to get into that. I just want to make sure I mention, because those are also, that was pretty much, it ended up being the biggest controversial thing that he said in the past couple weeks. But anyways, I'm going to finish up giving my commentary about this interview. And it's actually kind of like a first reaction too, because I've never had watched this interview before. And even in part 1, I had watched about 20 minutes in before I decided I was inspired to go ahead and start recording it. And so this is pretty much the last 20 some odd minutes of it. And everything is going to be first reaction. It'll be my first time seeing it. I just wanted to let that be known.
Actually the same company. It's actually slavery. And as I learned at this point from being in Paris, where I said I wanted to Mandela the buildings. I wanted to go in Louis Vuitton store and start ripping stuff down. But what I did is I kept it safe. I just made new slaves and I put it on the side of the buildings. And I went from not only the mental slavery that I've experienced with clothing, because I like a Balenciaga sneaker because it's designed better. And then there's kids out there buying a $1,000 sneaker, spending a month worth of pay because I wore it because it make them feel like that's what they need to have in the club. And then I went on to talk about the CCA and hip hop crimes and drug crimes that are related to black people having more time related to them so they can do legal modern day slavery. So I took it from actually mental slavery to actual slavery that they want to enslave us, that they borderline. It's companies that have the same company that will allow it to be a song that promotes guns, would be connected with the exact same corporation that promotes privately owned prisons. It's actually the same company. It's actually slavery today.
But you do know that slaves in the 1800s didn't have a choice. You don't have to be in this industry here.
Well, this is my choice.
But you got.
I find that funny what he just said, that you don't have to be in this industry here. But that's not the first topic I want to touch on. I want to touch on what he was talking about, the corporations being intertwined and intermingled and essentially being the same entity, like I was describing earlier, with the trees sitting on top of the planet Earth and their roots coming down. Oh, excuse me. Eating some cantaloupe. But anyways, one thing, I got, I'm not some magical human being. I can't recall every damn thing in the world. My philosophy is nobody knows everything. I'm a person who believes we all supposed to work together. Like I mentioned before, we all pieces of God, made in His image. So I believe that we all supposed to work together. No one person will ever know everything, ever. So, yeah, I can't recall exactly what companies. The only company I can recall right now that I know for a fact has prison investment in prisons and actually has prison labor is JCPenney's. So that's a real-time example of one that I know that Kanye is talking about. JCPenney has receives prison labor and stocks in prison. I don't know how true it is. I never looked it up, but I also heard that Michael Jordan has prison stocks. So, I mean, he knows what he's talking about. And it's true that these entities are one, and there's a whole goal in mind, and prison is one of those things. And he even that's the broader part of the subject. He's even being specific about talking about black, the black plight with the criminal justice system, and it needs reform. Even if you take black people out of the equation, the rates at which everybody is incarcerated, even white people, are ridiculously high, especially when compared to other nations that are industrialized, like the United States, modern nations. So, oh yeah, so what I was going into after that was the fact that, you know, now that I'm realizing that I bought into the crap that Kanye was crazy. Like, I never really thought he was crazy, but I bought into the crap that, oh, he's egotistical, he's all about himself. Like, he's just this big personality. And I guess I've always been a fan of his music, but I never really listen to his music. And he been talking about this stuff since the beginning, so I just find it funny talking to black people specifically right now that feel like you're done with Kanye, you're through. Kanye has put in work. Kanye has put in work about talking about the black experience in America. And through his music, he has shed light on things. Even his act with the Taylor Swift thing was to shed light on that, how black people are stigmatized even in that arena with the awards and stuff. So, you know, they can't have blacks winning everything, even though blacks are performing the best. And I'm just being real. Like, you know, Taylor Swift, she's good and all, but I'm just saying, she didn't do what Beyonce video did, and that's just truth to power. So, but as far as black people, we just really need to take a step back and think more deeply into what Kanye was saying, and actually reference, like I'm doing myself, reference some of his older things. And I don't believe that people still gonna get it, because like I said in the part one, he's talking from a different plane where he's coming from. Of course, that's the end result. There's a lot of stuff in between to get there. So I'm still not sure everybody's gonna get it, but if this was able to help in any type of way, I would be happy if it helps somebody try see better what he's talking about and how it is relevant. I think from this point on, since this is first reaction, I'm gonna go ahead and let it play, and then I'll pause in between. And this is the last time. I'm sorry about this. I'm gonna go back a little bit to what they said.
Actually, slavery today.
But you do know that slaves in the 1800s didn't have a choice. You don't have to be in this industry here.
Well, this is my choice.
But you can unshackle your own chains and go work at Walmart.
No, but he has freedom.
No,
I
I
need
need
to
to
talk
make
about how
Walmart.
happy you are when you're with your daughter and you're with your.
So Kanye said, "No, I need to make Walmart." Black economics. What Charlemagne claimed to understand. He hadn't written that book at this point, but I mean, just basing off, I felt like some of his mannerisms and the questions he was asking in the latest interview, I still don't, and even some of his commentary after the interview, just focusing on that slavery's a choice crap, like, because I don't think that's what he was trying. I think we know that's not what he was trying to say, and he even tried to clarify. You can feel however you want to feel about it. What I'm saying is, I can tell based on his things he was saying and doing in that interview, I still don't think he understands where Kanye's mind is at about the black economics. He's thinking on a small scale. Kanye's just like on a whole nother level. He has a bigger vision. He has a bigger vision than what Charlemagne has. And these people in this interview, this other man as well, saying that why don't he just go work at Walmart? If the people aren't letting him into Nike, why don't you just give up and go to Walmart? If it's so hard. No, Kanye's choosing to bear his cross. Bear his cross. Bear the burden. He wants to do this. He's going to sacrifice to do this. His sanity dealing with people like them. But I mean, I don't want to cast him in a negative light. They just don't understand where he's coming from. You know, I don't want to try to like judge people. People in different places, and they're just in a place where they don't get it.
Fiance, that's your freedom right there. You don't need none of that money. You don't need the leather pants, the Louis Vuitton and that. That's your freedom.
Fashion. You kids, you don't need fashion.
That's what I said last night. I'm turned up. I'm turned up and I'm growing. I'm learning because I'm still...
Charlemagne just said you don't need fashion to feel important. Kanye is not... He's looking at the bigger picture of breaking into that industry for other people because he's tired of the monopoly. It's a radical purpose. It's not about any type of it's self-validation to do what he feel is his purpose and path. He has a platform to be able to break into that. It's going to take work. People like what Charlemagne was saying at this point, he ain't got the willpower to put in that work, to endure that mental stress, physical stress, and spiritual stress with dealing with that type of situation and people. Why don't you just give up? What? You don't need that. You don't need that. There's an exact word and phrase for what that is, but I can't think of it right now.
Still in shock. I'm still mentally shaken. I'm gonna grow from this interview. I've been so excited. I've been waiting for this interview. Right. I want you to tell me everything that I'm doing wrong in front of everybody so that I can improve that.
All right, but let's talk about the Bound 2 video. Let's talk about the Bound 2 video then.
That was a terrible video. And you know that, gang. You're not going to sit here and tell me you look at the Bound 2 video.
You gotta explain that video to us a little bit. Now, you talk about that video.
Now, here go to BS industry stuff. The label reps like, no, wrap it up.
Yeah, he said 10 minutes. But let's talk about the video. Like, you know,
I think it's funny because now they think they really... Kanye know what he doing. He's enduring. He's facing his fears, his criticism. He's facing those fears and hearing what these people got to say because he do want to get better. And to be the ultimate best for perfection, you have to listen to your critics and the people that love you and the lovers of what you do and the critics of what you're doing. If you want to perfect something. So, but I just find it funny how they don't see that, and now they done got even extra like amped up. Oh yeah, well, we're about to let them have it. They don't even realize what he's doing.
Talk about Bound 2 video before we discuss it. What was your mind frame of Bound 2, and what did you want the people to get out of it?
What was the treatment for that video?
Oh, I wanted to take white trash t-shirts and make it into a video.
So you wanted it to look bad?
Yes. I wanted it to look as phony as possible. I wanted the clouds to go one direction, the mountains to go another direction, to want the horses to go over there, because I want to show you that this is the Hunger Games. I want to show you that this is the type of imagery that's being presented to all of us. And the only difference is a black dude in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know, you should remove yourself from that circus and put Jay Farrow in there and had the other chick that plays Kim on SNL, so it looks like it was a comedy sketch. That would have been dope.
Yeah, that could be cool, but I'm like Marina Abramovich. This is like performance art. The thing is, I ain't got a problem with looking stupid. I ain't got a problem.
That's how I know you're really a G. That's how I know Kanye West still exists within you.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with making mistakes.
Shoot, some of this I'm like, do I even need to put this on the video? Because Charlamagne just saying some straight craziness. Saying that I know Kanye has evolved. This Kanye had evolved to be able to take y'all criticism and you don't even realize it. But then as far as the artistic standpoint, that's really what I wanted to touch on. He don't even realize, like, he's an artist. Man, there is a sermon at the church I attend that specifically talked about people with small visions and small minds and people with big visions and big minds. This is exactly what's going on in this dialogue right here. So if you don't take nothing else from this, know that there's a difference between a small vision and a big vision, and not everybody has the same vision, and that's fine. That's fine. If you don't take nothing else, take that. But hopefully you take something else too.
Front of people, and the thing is, you create stuff, you on the borderlines, you can like it and people can respond to it, people can not respond to it, people can respond to it later. People hate it, 808s and heartbreak.
I love it.
That's the sound now, but you know it's people that hate it, 808s. That's the sound now. On Site ain't the best version of itself, but it was on their timeline. You know what I'm saying? All of the Lights took 2 years. On Site took 4 months. If On Site took 2 years and I listened to it more, you'd have more. When I'm a great postmodern creative, as a futurist, I don't always have the facilities to create the way I want. Like when Nike drops the Flyness, that's a futurist concept that they have the time to create and put out. All the Lights is a futurist song that it started as a Jeezy record with horns on it. Then we put in another bridge, and then Dream wrote the hook, and then Rihanna sang it, and by the time y'all got it, it was to the level of like the Nike Flyness or something like that.
All right, so even though some people could say like, oh, this is and that, this is what I'm getting from this, and so I'm gonna share it. In taking away, looking at this from a different angle, even play this back if you need to. What Kanye just showed when he's talking about how he built all of the lights. Like that type of artistry does not come in a short amount of time. And I'm glad he just clarified that for me too. So I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not, like, it makes it more realistic. Yes, that type of beauty takes time. And that just been reaffirmed to me by him saying that. Building blocks. Building blocks. We are so used to instant gratification. Flippity, whippity, whippity, drippity, in it, going, flipping, whipping. On the curb. Skirt on the skirt. That's a song that you can write, hell, probably a couple of hours. Monster. That's a song you're going to write a year or maybe even 2 years, like he did All of the Lights. So, I mean, not saying either one is, I mean, you need both, but understand the difference and understand that, I mean, you get in what you put out. I mean, you got to build. Kanye just showed you about building, even on your job, even in your life, even with your kids, what you're working on. Just remember there are levels, and you just have to be patient, and also know that if you want to really do your best and whatever you're doing, like more specifically, if you're trying to start, I'm talking to people that's trying to like be an entrepreneur or artist or do some type of thing like that where they're trying to create some type of revenue. remember those building blocks, and also remember that perfects your craft and makes it well worth the money.
On site is literally, and Jesus is literally a listening session for the world. Y'all got the joints, so y'all in the car, because I feel at this point everybody in the car with me. Like if I pulled you down and said, "Yo, listen to this, tell me what you think about it," and I just drop it now, you would tell me it was crap. And don't do that.
What. You have 4 dope records: Bound 2, Blood on the Leaves, New Slave, Black Skinheads. Rest of it, I was like, what the hell?
People hate Black Skinhead though. People hate.
I like Black Skinheads. I like.
But Charlamagne, I would say if you went to go see the show, you would feel different about the album.
Yeah, but I didn't see the show. I heard the audio. Sonically, it wasn't pleasing to my ears.
Now let's talk about paparazzi a little bit. Now you've been going through it with paparazzi.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, you know you caused all those paparazzi problems yourself, because nobody can make you angry without your consent.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning how to balance. I mean, this is space that I'm in. Like this level of fame and just being like, you know, just a black man in America in an interracial relationship with a lot of creative dreams compressed by the idea of what celebrities are supposed to do at all times and getting in trouble all the time on the media just for being true. You know what I'm saying? This is like outer space. This is like my first time in space. Think about this. For the most part, when people don't like me, it's because I said the truth. So if I can get in so much trouble for telling the truth, what are you being told all the rest of the time?
It was an example.
Okay, before they go, what did Charlamagne just say? He was talking about how the paparazzi can't make you mad unless you let them. And Kanye was talking about how I'm like, Kanye is humble. People, I've realized this because I know what humble is because I'm humble. I can recognize that Kanye is humble. There are so many other things Kanye could have said or gestures he could have did to show frustration, but he took a deep breath and he said, I'm learning. He's humble because he can admit when he's wrong. The way Charlamagne be acting sometimes, I don't know if he can admit when he's wrong. Because he's all over here like, people only make you angry if you let them make you angry. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, forget about everything they did, huh? Forget about everything they did, even though I know the big picture. At the end of the day, if they're not willing to recognize what they did, then, I got to move on. I can't sit there and dwell on it. But when Kanye says, I'm learning, he also said that in his most recent interview that, I don't have all the answers. So he's been going, I'm going to take him at his word. I'm going to take him at his humble word that he don't have all the answers. And that he's willing to know him just because that's how I am. I know I'm still learning about people in different class categories than me. I'm learning that I need to stop being so harsh on like wealthier people. Personally, I don't want like wealthy people. I don't know if I feel like they should be sending all people to college. I just want basic stuff. Like I just want to see better public schools. I just want to see better roads. I just want to see a better foster care system, things like that. I'm not saying everybody you gotta give all your money for folks to live in luxury. I'm just saying I feel like there's basic needs that aren't being met. But anyways, back to Kanye being humble, I'm going to take him at his word that he don't know everything. He admits that, and I feel like he's willing to learn things. He's open to listening to things that he don't know. And I don't know if I can say the same for Charlamagne. But, I mean, he's not even the focus of this. I'm really doing this to try to give insight on what this whole Kanye stuff.
The truth you told hasn't gotten you in trouble.
George Bush, Beyonce had the best video. You ain't even seen the video. You want to talk about how Bound 2? Man, we in this together. We are a group. If Beyonce make a dope video, we're all a part of that. If Drake make a dope song, we're all a part of that. It ain't a matter of me having the best thing at this time. It's a matter of us having the best thing time. Y'all have a dope interview. I'm a part of that. I came to this radio station for you to attack me, because that's what people want.
No,
and for you to support me.
Okay, before they get into that, if anybody that's watching this and just listen to that portion, because this is what I thought about the interview, the recent interview, when he was all like, you know, yes, I'm black, but I'm more than just black. Yes, I'm whatever. I'm just pretty much stick to that point. Yes, I'm black, but I'm more than just black. But then here in 2013, he was saying, well, when one person does this, it represents all of us, blah, 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 blah. One might say, well, he changed his stance because now he want to be looked at as more than black. I think there's context missing from that. I don't think when he says he wants to be looked at as more than black, I mean, not more than black and not only as black. I feel like he's saying, I mean, and if anybody want to give me their opinions on anything, I'm definitely open. And if you feel like something else, and I'm open, I'll listen, I'll hear it out. I don't mean I'm going to agree with it, but I'll hear it out. I may agree with it. But I feel like he's saying, as far as black people, stop, you know, even like I was saying in part 1, where let's just, yeah, there's racism, but we ain't gonna focus on that. Yeah, I'm black or whatever, but I'ma live like I'm more than that. I'm more than just black. I can, you know, I can write, I can draw, I can paint, I can dance, I can cook. You know, I'm creative. And I don't want to really focus so much on my black skin, if that makes sense. You know, I mean, that's just what I get from him. I wouldn't say he went back on his word, or now he's trying to separate from the black race for saying. That's just not what I'm getting from that. I think he's just like trying to take our consciousness to another level so we can like move and do things without worrying. And then I also wanted to touch about being truthful. You know, I watch a lot of anime. I'm a Naruto. Naruto is my favorite. I'm a Naruto head. And I love Naruto. I've cried so many times watching Naruto. And I'll never go back on my word. Like, just being truthful and honest and being passionate. Like, that's where Kanye is trying to remind people of. And that's something that, you know, I've been declaring in my own life, even before all of this. That's why I felt the need to go ahead and elaborate on it too, because this has been stirring in my soul also. He's not alone. I also felt something when Donald Trump ran for president. Hell no, I wouldn't vote for Trump. Hell no, I didn't like nothing he said. I feel like Kanye didn't know nothing about it, but Kanye got a lot more going on than I do. And I don't think Kanye is aware of his policies and blah, 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 blah. But I do feel like he is, like I said, trying to show people to be like, man, forget all that. We need to get what we need, these resources and these tools that we need. But I didn't vote for Donald Trump, to be honest with you, just to be straight up. Because, I mean, what the hell anybody got to say to me? Ain't nobody paying my bills. I voted for Hillary. And do I wish I voted? I did not want to vote for Hillary. I was actually a Bernie person. I wish I wouldn't have voted for Hillary. Hell, I wish I would have just wrote in somebody. But I damn sure wouldn't vote for Trump. But did I realize I felt something when Trump ran? And I see where Kanye coming from, where he feel like Trump made him feel like he could be president or do more and he could be himself. And to be honest with you, be real, keep 100. I feel like it kind of made me feel like I beat myself, because one thing I said is, hell, and I'm just going to be straight up, I'm not trying to offend nobody. That's just how this type of conversation would normally go, especially if you was talking to another black person. If these white people can elect Donald Trump, then can't nobody tell me nothing about, oh, cuss words, oh, you supposed to look this certain type of way, you supposed to act this certain type of way. I don't give a damn. Going forward, I will always reference Trump. It made me start speaking more truth to power too about being myself, because I felt like, yeah, that let all the shades down. You know, we got Donald Trump, so can't nobody tell me nothing. Ain't nobody better not try to tell me nothing after y'all done voted for this man. Then I felt like, yeah, we finally got somebody that won a career politician. And that's another thing conservatives need to realize. Conservatives not the only ones who didn't want career politicians. But, I mean, that's a whole nother story. I'm not even finna get into that. But just know, I've been knowing about career politicians. I don't even like using the word no more, but I've been quote unquote woke for almost 10 years now, since in my early 1920s. So that's why, again, I've evolved to a level where I can see where Kanye is coming from with this whole love approach. But on top of that, I also felt something when Donald Trump ran. I felt like it was the end of these career politicians. It was the end of having to uphold whose damn standards. And I'm talking about anybody. My boyfriend got long hair. You know what I'm saying? He's still stereotyped. He listens to metal. You know, he's looked at as a Satan worshiper and all this stuff. Far from it. You know, I'm tired of people judge. People should be able to grow their hair out. We should be able to have elected officials with long hair, beards, dreads, locks, whatever. Like, people need to be themselves. I'm tired of the fakery. And that is what he's saying Donald Trump represents. That we can, this is a chance. This is an opportunity for us. Even if it's just a crack in the dough, Kanye trying to bust it open. I'm trying to bust it open. Donald Trump cracked that dough for us to stop adhering to these BS norms that who the hell created way back when. According to what? Because a lot of folks was hypocrites anyway, are hypocrites anyway. So that is what he's talking about as far as that representation of being yourself. So I hope that was like that explanation clarified some things for people.
Conversation. I don't think you got no more real than on your team, man. And I hear it, because I hear the little people. I say to them, "Why did y'all let Pt2 come out?" And they was like, "Well, we can't tell you it's white." You don't need that kind.
But
of
who do you talk to,
Kanye,
when you want to get an honest opinion on something, or you need some feedback, or you need somebody to check you? Who do you talk to?
Talk to God.
God tells you to denounce the first black president and his family.
I didn't denounce him. What did I say? How did I denounce him? What did I say exactly?
When you say things like that you and Kim are on that level.
No, I said we more relevant. Don't nobody care about what Obama wearing.
It's not true. Every time Michelle wears something, it's in Vogue or something.
Yeah, do you care about Vogue? Do you read that?
It's a different audience.
You care about, you care about the
demographic.
sweatshirt I got on, because I know you like, man, that sweatshirt hot.
It's a different demographic.
Yeah, that's what you care about.
Now, but you did say something like you would shoot the president a fade or
He
five.
didn't say that.
I'm going to just say this. Being truthful is not being arrogant. Repeat. Being honest is not being arrogant. I've been called bossy. And then I've also been called like the nicest person. But when I start speaking my truth and just being honest about my feelings, then people want to say, oh, you're arrogant, you're selfish, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not. I'm just being honest, and you don't want to hear my honesty. Yes, honestly, yeah. More teenagers paying attention to what Kim got on than Michelle. So let's stop playing games here. I'm just being real. Like, and that's my next question. Where do folks that want to like always come against somebody? I mean, I don't know. I've always tried to live by the verse in the Bible that say you can tell a tree by its fruit. I'm trying to think. I mean, name some stuff off if y'all know anything But I'm trying to think of any like horrible fruit Kanye has produced. So why is this so much like button heads trying to just come at him for things that's true? Like, what is that?
It seemed like I'm from Chicago too. I guess you said something to the fact that if he mentions my fiance again, I might have to. I'm from Chicago too. I might catch him a 5.
I didn't say. See, y'all putting words.
That's what I'm asking. That's
He
what he
didn't
asking.
say that.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
What I'm saying is, all I care about is God and my family. I don't care about what position nobody got. And you either helping me or you hurting me. Like Dr. King said when we was dealing with outward racism, because it's still racism in the corporations. It's still classism, segregation, discrimination. People still being held back.
Those corporations, man.
And like Dr. King said, he said, look, just because you're not committing a racist act, if you see a racist act and you turn your head, that's still racist. So you take me as a creative. At the end of the day, when I made Glow in the Dark and when I made Graduation, that's the point when I should have had to deal with Disney. That's the point when I made the first Yeezys, I should have been able to make the next ones just like that. That's the point when I should have been given the opportunity to create more. But they want to box me into a music box. Music is fleeting. Ain't no 50-year-old rock star that you care about. This is a young man's sport. I got ideas.
It's all the white rock stars still prospering. So I think
all the white rock stars still prosper and all the blah blah blah. He just said racism still exists. They ain't letting niggas in. Let me just keep it simple. Let's straight to the point. Sorry. That's all I got to say about it. I don't really feel like elaborating on that. I think it speaks for itself. What I just said plus what Kanye just said, that is what he's talking about. So why would you come back with some stuff talking about would white artists blah blah and white, like I said, small mind versus big mind. Small vision versus big vision.
They can still prosper, and I can still make money on stage, but what I want to give y'all is that feeling of when I was in 4th grade drawing Jordans that I applied to the Yeezys, that you can't deny that people lined up for that you can't deny if I had a pair of red Yeezys for y'all now, y'all wouldn't want that.
You do realize that's not why we love you. We love you because of the music, bro. You gave us that feeling with albums like College Dropout, Graduation, Late Registration. We don't care about your designing sneakers and clothes and all that. That means nothing to us.
Yeah, no, Yeezys do mean something to the
Yeezys
music.
Not more than the music.
Yeah, it means something to me too. So speak for yourself, Charlamagne. It means something to me too. And who are you to try to box somebody in? Who are you to try to box somebody in? And one thing is, he wrote a book or something. I know this is a couple years ago to now, but I'm pretty sure it's funny how sometimes people can't think outside of themselves. Like, they got these different avenues and stuff, but they can't apply that. Why Kanye can't? You don't know what Kanye's bigger picture was when he went into rap. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe he had an end goal. Maybe rap wasn't the end goal. I got something I'm finna start up. This show ain't the end goal.
Wait, so you still don't have a release date. You still don't have a release date.
What's the date of the Yeezys? That's what people want to know.
You know what Nike told me? You know what Nike told me when I asked them?
What's that?
We're not sure. That's what they told me.
I thought you controlled it. I go guess.
That's my whole point.
All right, I get it.
That's my whole point. That's what I'm trying to. They be sunning me. They be acting like I ain't me. At the end of the day, everything you see over the past 10 years in music, that's a piece of me. I have influenced all of that. That's a piece of me. And right now, my focus like that, I ain't at live like Drake every weekend. When I hear language, I'm like, man, I love that. You know, if he had wrote that for me, I would have said it. But do I feel that way? No, I feel like what I'm saying on Bound 2. I feel like what I'm saying on New Slaves. And that may or may not connect with people on the same level as Worst Behavior. It's Drake's season now. It's happening. You've seen Jay have his season. You've seen Kanye have his season. And now it's Drake's season. That's the reality. But I got a season in this product. I'm the Tupac of product. You gonna see I'm better than Ralph Lauren. You gonna see I'm gonna be bigger than H&M, bigger than Louis Vuitton. That is my, in 10 years of creativity, they say change your job every 10 years. You want me to still be the old in the club talking about, girl, come to my room and stuff like that right now? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you, and no knock to R. Kelly, I'm not even gonna like verbalize that because I know my voice travels mountains and stuff like that.
If you're a genius.
Yeah, and I encourage other people, like, have different, use different avenues to build to something greater. Don't, and to be honest with you, that's how you build even more wealth. If that's what you're interested, granted, if you're not interested in that, then so be it. That's you. Everybody got the right to choose what they want to do. But if you're interested in building wealth, building generational wealth, having different avenues of income, sources of income, just remember that you can use starting points to end up somewhere else. Always have a different goal in mind, or always think about expanding your goal even more. Don't settle. Build and make it bigger.
Why do you feel the need to tell everybody? Why you just don't show and prove by actions and deeds and not words and lip service?
Because when I ask Nike when the Yeezys come out, they say we ain't sure yet. That's the reason I'm doing crowdsourcing of public opinion to turn up and let y'all understand what I'm going through. I want y'all.
He just straight up said, so this was 5 years ago. And I was asleep. I could have been already ready for Kanye 5 years ago. But that's just, something I'm telling myself. But Charlemagne can't see that. He talking about, well, again, with the whole if Nike don't let you in argument, give up. Why don't you just give up then? Or why are you going so hard for this and blah, blah, blah. Or, I mean, because basically Kanye is reaching out to try to, what we talk about, black economics, crowdsourcing money. This is what we gonna have to do. This is what, and it ain't even gotta be a black thing. Like, if you just support, because Kanye gotta, he want to make, we all Americans should want to better our black communities. Everybody, not only blacks. If you are American, blacks are Americans. Everybody should want to see the communities be better. Therefore, Kanye is not, he's talking about bettering black communities because he's still attached to his race, which, like, I am still attached to that. But ultimately, he wants to better this human existence in general. So even if you are not black, he wants to better the human existence in general. That is what my ultimate goal is too. So I'm saying that to say, if you support Kanye's message of bettering this planet, becoming more futuristic, I personally feel like, damn, I honestly feel like, I'm not no scientist, but I feel like diamonds can be used to create like some crazy stuff. Something real futuristic, but we wearing it in rings. We wearing it on our finger. Instead of creating like the next hover shoes or something. That's what Kanye talking about. And it don't matter what race you are to believe in that dream, to believe in that vision. So I'm saying, if that's how you think it, start supporting his clothes, start supporting his shoes, start supporting his music. And help him be a catalyst. And anybody else you see that's talking like that, they ain't got to be talking exactly the same way. Because again, we not all the same. But you can see if people got general ideas that kind of align. So if you see it, let me know. If anybody's watching this and they know anybody that's talking along the lines of futurism, not saying everybody, not saying we got to get rid of the rich and poor, but building a more stable environment where we do have less homeless people, less people being abused and blah, blah, blah. I know everybody ain't going to be equal, but we can be better. So if you know anybody else that is talking about those same, please link those, tag those people, or leave their names, because I'm also interested in finding out who they are.
Came here to Charlemagne the God to talk directly to the people so y'all could understand what I'm dealing with. So y'all get some clarity.
People don't care about your rich problems. Those are rich problems. The fact that the fashion designers won't accept you, Nike won't accept you, we don't care. We just want Ye to make great music. That's what Ye does for the people. He gives us great music that helps us get through our lives.
You know what? And average person probably think
Charlemagne just sounded like a slave.
I can't afford what he's gonna make with them anyway.
100%. I want to make affordable, and I will make affordable.
You sold $150 t-shirts, Ye.
I didn't price the t-shirt. That's what I'm trying to say. I was just trying to design. I did not price the t-shirt. I did not price the Yeezys. I did not price the Louis Vuitton. But on my next ventures, I will be pricing them. And y'all can say, this is what we want. We want you to make, music to you, Ron Ozzy age. You can't marginalize me. You can't tell me what creativity I'm supposed to do on this earth. I can tell you right now, I don't want to do no more songs, and that's my prerogative. You know what I'm saying? That's my idea. That's what I want to do. You can't control me. So, all corporations, radio stations, y'all can't control me. Y'all don't understand that. I'm turned all the way. I believe in me. Just believe in you. Let me do me. You like it? Cool. Fast forward.
So fashion, what you say, is what you're passionate about right now, and that's what you really want to make sure.
It's not even fashion. It's clothing. Eve made Adam eat an apple, and then it became illegal to be naked. I want to help y'all with y'all opinion of the law. I understand.
Don't know what you just said. What the hell are you talking about?
Wait a second. Eve made Adam eat the apple. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, it's been illegal to be naked. It's in the Bible. I'm a Christian.
So you want us all to be naked? I thought you wanted to make clothes.
Shut up, man.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I do still love.
He got the. I wanna say Charlemagne kidding, but I don't think he kidding. Like, he just don't get it. He just don't get it. And sadly, there's many other people like that out there. And hell, as long as you don't try to get in my way and stop me, you can keep doing what you're doing. I still love you regardless. I just see that you don't get the vision, and I'm gonna have to move around a little bit and connect with some people that do get it. Cause even with the whole Adam and Eve thing, he said he want to change our perception of law. Like I was saying before, who made these laws? Who said you can't have a ponytail and be a congressman? Who said my boyfriend can't have a guitar, long hair, and a beard and be teaching in somebody's classroom without, people look like, wow, who set that standard? Even with, she bit the apple. Now we act like we can't even see a woman in public breastfeeding. That's what he's talking about, our perception of this life in general. How we are living our lives. Like, is this really peace and harmony? Or is it creating more strife internally and manifesting physically? I hope that makes sense, because I'm trying to simply interpret it, some of Kanye's views that some people may not be getting. So I hope I'm not confusing anybody.
Music, and when I produce, people told me don't start rapping, because that would mess up your production. I'm telling you, once I start producing, y'all gonna get doper albums. I would start the album with Blood on the Leaves if I had the situation I wanted to, but I wanted to show you the brash. I wanted y'all to feel my pain. On site, the way it sound ain't no different than when I did Through the Wire and I put that accident on my face. The way that face, the way that photo look, that's what they be hitting with me. Bernard Arnault, head of Louis Vuitton, said he didn't understand why he needed to take a meeting with me. Okay, you don't understand why you need to take a meeting with Kanye West? I'm going to show you why you need to take a meeting with Kanye West. Everybody in Atlanta right now at the Louis Vuitton store, if you black, don't go to Louis Vuitton today. That's why you need to take a meeting with Kanye West, Bernard Arnault. When Francois Pinault offered me.
Now, I'm going to just say this real quick for anybody that gets it on this level. I'm not really going to elaborate, but if you get it on this level, if I'm not mistaken, in his recent interview, this man Arnault that he's talking about, he actually had an interview with the guy. This was 5 years ago, this 2013. So fast forward 5 years, he had an interview with this guy. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he said he liked the guy. So all I'm going to say is speaking things into existence.
The deal last year. And he took it away. Then he signed Alexander Wayne to Balenciaga. Then he sported Christopher Kane. And I think he did something else like that. I loved Alexander Wayne. I love Christopher Kane. But that's only happened one other time in history. And that's when Jordan was a third draft pick. It's only happened one time. My influence, I don't see people lining up in the stores. Anything I drop, people lining up. And it ain't one black designer that make a suit jacket. It ain't one black designer that makes shoes except for Jason Maine from Brand Jordan. He's just left. We don't got it like that. When I tell you only 7 black billionaires, look at that marginalization. And we feel like we happy because me and Rick Ross got a Maybach, or I got a Sprint outside, or a couple of us, or they put a black president. Man, let me tell you something about George Bush and oil money and Obama and no money. People want to say Obama can't make these moves or he's not executing.
All right, now to talk a little bit on what Kanye said about, and this even to what white people say. Oh, well, there are blacks that are successful. You guys has just as much opportunity as anybody else. Okay, Kanye got money. There's another little interview out of some other highly successful black people who talk about even amongst the super rich white circles, they experience racism and they experience getting included. So tell me, where is that the opportunity getting them? They got money and still getting discriminated against. Kanye West, that's what he's saying. Yeah, we got $1 million. You know how many white people got more money than Kanye West? And even the billionaires, but they acting like he just as good, but he can't they don't want to let him in. But the messed up part is that he needs them to get in. So I think, just to kind of tie this into the new interview, hopefully this helps people understand. That's animosity, frustration, and you just seen it even with me talking. Through the experiences of black people, that frustration, that animosity when you get to talking about these type of things, because it's true. Kanye doesn't want to live from that place anymore. I don't want to live from that place anymore, that place of frustration. So we just gonna believe and keep speaking truth to power and do what we got to do. And we're gonna try love. Like he said, and that's why he's gonna try love, because he's tired of trying frustration. Even though going hard, it got him that interview, but hell, he might have had that interview recently with that man because he changed his approach. Not saying that I think the other stuff probably helped, but I don't know exactly how it went down. But all I'm saying is I'm trying to tie that together with looking at frustration and coming from that angle and coming from a different angle of love, still being truthful, still being honest about your feelings and reality, but doing it in a more loving way.
That's because he ain't got those connections. Black people don't have the same level of connections as Jewish people. Black people don't have the same connection as oil people. You know we don't know nobody that got a nice house. You know we don't know nobody with paper like that we could go to when we down. You know that could just put us back or put us in a corporation. You know we ain't in a situation. Can you guarantee that your daughter could get a job at this radio station? But if you own this radio station, you could guarantee that. That's what I'm talking about.
So why you don't start on the ground level? Because you came from nothing, and now you became Kanye West. So why start at the top and start with the groundskeepers and not the gatekeepers?
I'm going every level. You see me drop that Yeezus pop-up tour. I mean, that pop-up tour store, yeah. And we sold $350,000 of merchandise in 2 days. We got lineups. I'm starting at the ground. I'm using my voice. I'm in the middle. I'm working with photographers. I'm breaking down the barriers of just the way people perceive fashion. You know what I'm saying? If
exactly. Don't let nobody put limitations on you. You can attack different things at different times.
It's difficult to to get the photographer.
You can
that does
attack
that
a bunch
to
of
network
shit
with
at the
guys
same
out to work with
time.
you. It took me 3 years to work with Nick Knight. Y'all might not like that Bound video, but you like the poster for Jesus. You might not like Black Skinhead video, but you like the New Slaves campaign. Everything we do as a creative is not going to hit and not going to connect.
Now talk about the Confederate flag, too, because people are upset about that.
I'm from Columbia, South Carolina, where the Confederate flag still flies over the State House lawn. I've seen people protest and take that flag down for years. It's just like the word, you can't make that into a positive.
Hey, as an artist and in this world, we can do whatever we want. Ain't nothing real. This station start losing viewers, listeners. They're turning this to like an office for like paper or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing real. It's all iconography that we put a mindset on it. People gonna write in the history books about what I'm doing right now.
Wow. Okay, so he literally just said what he did 5 years later with the MAGA hat. So this is still his same mindset. He feel like it's not real. I was even saying, hell, I'm gonna start saying, make America better. Make America great again. Make America better. Make America even better. That's what my slogan was. So, yeah, I put that shit on a red hat if I wanted to. Shoot. But yeah, so 5 years prior, he was saying the same thing he just did, and we forgot. Why we mad, bros? Why we mad, bros, sis? We gotta stop living in this box. We gotta just walk in our greatness. Walk in our greatness. Walk in your greatness. I'm talking to black people and I'm talking to just people in general, whoever feeling this.
You're going to look back in 20 years and look at the George Bush moment and look at the Beyonce moment, look at the Confederate flag moment, and look when I turned up and made a bigger corporation than H&M and LVMH. And y'all going to remember that. And we're going to be listening to Drake.
I've never seen no revolutionary do it on a business. The revolutionaries that I like are revolutionaries that are connected with the people. It wasn't about corporations, man. And I think this is me as a guy that's been a fan of yours for years, and I just think that you're too materialistic and too worried about those corporations nowadays, man.
No, it ain't materialism at all, and I'm glad that you keep on, because I think it's important for me to simplify and repeat. So it's important for you to keep asking this question, because it's somebody sitting down getting their haircut right now.
Confused.
It's somebody
As we have been about you for about a year.
Yeah, right now. It's somebody that don't understand, and that's the reason why it's important for me to come and for you to ask these questions, so people can really understand and really get it, because it's such a futuristic way of thinking. You know, if you look at an interview from me from 10 years ago, everybody says, I love that interview. People didn't love it back then, though, because I was speaking to the future. I'm 10 years ahead mentally. And
hey, 2018.
I'll crack you a smile for 2013.
In this interview, making sense for what he did
for
just now.
2023. And I'll focus on what it's going to be. Just mark my words. As I'm Kanye West, you've seen my execution. Did I not become the biggest rock star on the planet? Did I not influence all musicians? Did I not go and get the exact girl that I wanted? Did I not start my family? Did I not ruffle the feathers of 2 presidents? Did I not get a chance to work with my idol? Did I not make Louis Vuittons? Did people not line up at the Yeezy store? Did I not make the college dropout, late registration, graduation, 808s, Blueprint 1, Blueprint 3, Watch the Throne, Cruel Summer, and Yeezus, if you like it or not?
Right, well, so what are you going to be in I just want to know this. What is the end result for Kanye West? What are you looking to be?
Okay. In the movie, it would be a combination of Steve Jobs, Walt Disney, Michelangelo. That's it.
That's it?
Can I ask you one quick question? You had an HBO special that everybody was excited for. What ended up happening with that? Because I know they said the pilot got leaked. And it seemed like it was going to be a great idea.
Yeah, it was called Little and Inappropriate. It's kind of like urban version. It's like Urb Your Enthusiasm. You know, I'm not no actor. You know what I'm saying? I can't act this out. I'm not a professional actor, film, television star, whatever. I'm a professional dreamer. You know, just like a dream to me. It was a dream for me to come here to have this opportunity to talk to y'all. It was a dream to me to be on the radio. I'm dreaming as much as when I first heard Through the Wire played on the radio. I'm dreaming like that. You know, and I hear the way people turn onto Blood on Leaves. I hear y'all. I'm going to make some adjustments. You know what I'm saying? I also got my deal, though.
Didn't I say he was humble?
I also got my girl. I also got my family. So things are set. Before you really get everything you want, sometimes you got to just, you know, shake that cage, because they ain't just gonna give it to you as you see. They ain't gonna hand it to you. You gonna say when the Red Octobers come out, they gonna talk about some. We ain't sure yet.
So if you think he crazy, if you still think he crazy,
some type of understanding, I'm more confused about this Kanye guy.
leave a comment. I don't know.
And his way that he feels like he has to. It seems like he has something to prove.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's cool for you to be confused if anybody else is confused, because you should keep questioning it until it's proven. It will be a question if you see it.
Today. Okay? I don't want to do that.
You know what? I don't care. I love it. It brings relevance. I might not have the song of the day, but I got the donkey of the day. Whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter to me. Hate and love are very similar emotion. The opposite of love is you don't care.
Does it bother you when people? Does it bother you when I call you Kanye Kardashian?
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. At nighttime, when I go to bed with my girl, I would change my last name.
Okay, there you have it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's Kanye West.
Why they hating on Kim? Why they hating on the lady?
We want you to come on off it, man. It's been 3 years, man. It's been too long.
And you know, every so you.
All right.
You just walked right by me, man.
You ignored him.
That's pretty much the end. My thoughts. Share yours if you want to. I'm always open to hearing what different people got to say. Let me know if this helped you clarify a few things about if it helped you maybe understand his current stance a little better. That's pretty much what the main point of this was. And so yeah, I'm out. Peace. And thanks for watching if you did. Or if you watched this whole thing, thanks. Peace out.